Hello, you're tuning into O&M Live Netball, kindly brought to you by McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris, broadcasting today from the Albury Tigers, 4th place Lavington Panthers, might I say 5th place Lavington Panthers, taking on 6th place Albury Tigers. A very warm welcome to a new face to the O&M Live commentary team. Good afternoon, Maddie Hines.
Hello, Ree.
Lavington Panthers legend of the social committee, of the social sense and of the C grade. You guys had a good win this morning?
Yeah, it was nice to come in hard and play pretty good. We've kept building every week, so it's really nice to see that and keep improving.
Excellent, and a shout out to comrade in Tam Matthews, setting it up in Darwin today, so I'm sure she's tuning in at some point. But before we get into it, we'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from, the Wiradjuri people, paying our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extending this respect to any and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island peoples here today and tuning in on the live stream at any point. But looking back over round 8, there were some absolute stellar games. 2 come to mind. Wang Magpies, 1-goal victors over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, a game that couldn't be split at any break until the third. Myrtleford had a 4-goal advantage, but a 11-goal-6 last quarter from the Maggies got them over the line. Amanda Umansky coming back, playing a half. Best players on the day, Katie Dean, Izzy Newton and Hannah Grady. Rebecca Piazza, Sage Bros and Soph Hanrahan for the Saints. And it polls really well for their clash with the Raiders today, who were the other 1-goal victors last weekend over the Lavington Panthers. A game that Labby were leading from the start to three-quarter time. They just had that 4-goal buffer going into three-quarter time, but I believe there was an injury to Lavington shooter and Christina Gucci late into the third quarter, which saw a change with Kate Mastronati, Maserati as I believe she's known to the club, Mads.
Yeah, she's come up from B grade, so it's a great thing for her to come in and jump into a shooting circle, which is probably not where many people see her as in B grade. She's been playing in defence, so it's been great to see her.
Yeah, it certainly
shooting.
Threw me when I saw in the results that she had netted a handy 9 goals and obviously complemented in the circle by Olivia Sanson. Best players I thought was really interesting was the shooting lineup for the Raiders in Emily Stewart and Taylor Donlan, who are going from strength to strength, and then for the Panthers, the circle defenders in Sarah Meredith and Taylor Furborough. So I'm sure there was no love lost in that circle. I'm sure there was no space given either, and there would have been a few limbs flying everywhere, I believe, as well.
Definitely a hard game. They obviously brought it, Raiders, but Lavy unfortunately went down in that last quarter. Hopefully they keep building for that though.
In a big game today, Albury were the victors over the Wodonga Bulldogs, our broadcast game last week, and credit to the Bulldogs, they stayed it in the first quarter. They were leading for the most part and Albury just netted a couple of quick goals to finish. Then they just really blitzed it with a 19-goal second quarter, setting up their win. Wodonga had to try many combinations, but nothing could close the deficit. Lily Howe, who we'll see in action today in goal shooter, was on song for Tigers. And the youngsters in Alice Carroll and Claudia Hocking both had the opportunity to take the court. Lily Howe shot 46 out of their 66
Amazing.
goals. And we were talking before we started, Mads, about the percentage of those leaders in the hot shots at the moment. Names like Christina Gucci, Taylor Donlan, Lily Howe and Sky Hillier all shooting above 80%. As you know, as a shooter, what kind of thing does that do for your own team?
Oh, it just brings the morale, and it's really great when we keep getting those goals in. The defenders get a kick out of it. They keep building and, you know, want the ball to get back down there, as everyone does. But it just helps the team and it helps the flow. It's really nice to see. So those girls have been working really hard, so it's fantastic.
And we were talking too that most of them averaging kind of between 30 and 40 goals in a game too. The goal shooters predominantly, Sky Hillier, probably between that 10 and 20 goal margin, which is great for a goal attack. It's huge. The other huge win was Tiharawonga, 73 over Rovers, 43. 18-11 first quarter, but it was in between the second and third quarter where they really did the damage, putting on 20 goals in the third quarter. It was a very undermanned Yarrawonga, talking to Sarah Moore during the week. A few injuries, just niggles. They chose to rest those players, which gave the opportunity to give a couple of 17s players some game time. Kalisha Chappell will be playing in the Ovens and Murray under-17s team in a couple of weeks. 46 goals in
That's
a full
amazing.
game of A grade, complemented by Sarah Moore putting in 27. So that shows great depth for the Pigeons.
Yeah, great build-up for them. They can have anyone in there and continue to be a strong side.
Absolutely. And Chloe Wheaton as well for the Pigeons made her A grade debut, and Ella Master made her debut for the Rovers. So big things happening there, but I just think the strength and the depth that Yarrawonga have is truly exceptional. This week, Terry's socket to cancer around the leagues, getting behind Ovens and Murray Football League champion Terry Greaves, who's undergoing treatment for metastatic melanoma. Home teams across the competition, as we can see as the Tigers girls are warming up, are supporting these beautiful hot pink socks.
Yeah,
and the away teams will be wearing
yellow, so they look good, complement the Lavy dresses nicely.
a bit of teal and yellow. It's really nice. But socks are available to purchase at the games, and all the proceeds are going towards the Albury Wodonga Regional Cancer Centre, which, as we know, is such a valuable service to our area. And something we're very fortunate to have, and knowing that all of those proceeds stay local is exceptional. Our May Rising Star nominee, Christina Gucci from the Lavington Panthers, so far this season, 199 goals in 8 rounds. And I think she missed a round at one point, and then obviously came off last week as well. So shooting at just under 84% and around 40 goals per game. She represents Victoria in the under-19s national side in April. And I think people forget that this is only Christine's second year playing netball.
Yeah, definitely. She's come over, made the switch from basketball, which has been fantastic, and just built a lot of guidance and things from last year, but has just continued to develop and do amazing in our Lavy Panthers.
And I think Coach Linda Charlton summed Christine up beautifully, saying we're incredibly proud of her as a person and a player, and all of us at Lavington have enjoyed following her exciting journey from the beginning netball to competing at an elite level. And I believe she's quite a studious person as well. She's obviously still finishing year 12 and those sorts of things. Do you think she may be lost kind of to uni somewhere for next year, or we don't know yet?
Oh, I mean, we can always be hopeful that she will go to a bigger and better things. She's a fantastic player. We've loved having her a part of Lavy, and we hope to keep her as long as we can. But I mean, if she gets picked up by an amazing side where she can develop further and at a higher level, I mean, how fantastic is that?
Absolutely. So congratulations, Christine. A huge, huge effort, and very much deserving of that Rising Star nomination. Shout out to Jackie Flanagan for the Yarrawonga Pigeons playing her 200th club. Piazza. I did speak with Robbie and Gus this morning and mentioned that she's a player that can't be ignored and left on her own, because she can really do some damage. And yeah, it's great. So they'll be looking for the win out there, which goes to our predictions for today. First place Yarrawonga take on 9th placed Wodonga Bulldogs. Mads, which way are you going?
I'm going to go Yarra.
Yeah, I think so too. North take on Rovers. I think this is the game where it could go either way, particularly we don't know the health at the moment of M. Brown sustaining that knee injury, whether it niggles and she plays or helps not to play. I've still got faith in the North team. I think the inclusion of Grace Hay over the last few weeks for them just really bolsters their defence, and so I'm going to go North in that game.
Yeah, I'd go North as well. Home
but
game.
The other game to mine is Raiders and Myrtleford. I think after Raiders win last week, they'll be wanting to keep that momentum going, but I think Myrtleford will be really wanting to rectify their loss to Wangaratta. So I've tipped Myrtleford, and I think they're going to want to come out strong and take a big win over the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Myrtleford, always a strong team, but they will be fighting for that win after last week.
Absolutely. So if we look at our team cards for today, the home team, the Albury Tigers, are coached by Sky Hillier. They will line up today with Lily Howe in goal shooter, Sky Hillier in goal attack, Gretel Schroeder in wing attack, Gabe McRae through the centre, Heidi Fisher in wing defence, Neve Thorne in goal defence. We don't think, and it doesn't look like she's there warming up, Brigitte Singy will take the court. She's been unwell this week, which I think is going to be a story of lots of teams' lives over the winter months. So we'll look to see if off the interchange it will be Kajana McCowan or Courtney Gordon that steps into that goalkeeper role. Joining them on the bench will be Lani Wall, Alira McCowan and Marnie Hillier. Good-looking Tigers team.
They've got heaps of depth there, young and a bit more experienced.
Back to the Tigers after a couple of years away, which is exceptional. She will have lined up in B grade as well. Marnie Hillier too, backing up from B grade, and then the youngsters coming off the bench in Lani Wall and the sisters in Alira and Kajana McCowan, who wouldn't it be nice to be as talented as those two?
Yeah, I mean, they work hard, and it's fantastic for them to have that A grade opportunity.
And their mum did ask for a shout out. She's standing right next to her, so a shout out to Caroline McCowan. She's here, and
I think selling candles, would you say, Ree?
And some earrings.
Yeah.
But as we look to the away team, the Panthers, and I think the Panthers will be really wanting to avenge last week's loss. Coached by Linda Charlton, they will start with Maddie Plunkett in goal shooter, so A grade shooting last year. She's coming off the bench in coming off a B grade game, a lot more time spent in B grade this year, but she'll be instrumental there, and joined by Liv Sanson in goal attack.
Yeah, yep. It'll be a good lineup there. Hopefully they work really well together. So it's fantastic.
With in wing attack, Maddie Lloyd, through the centre, Brooke Wilson, wing defence, Steph Clancy, goal defence, Taylor Ferbra, and goalkeeper, Sarah Meredith, with an interchange of Case Mastronati and Ange DeMamiel. For mind, Mads, I just see the combination of Taylor Ferbra and Sarah Meredith going strength to strength. After the girls had that great win over Wangaratta, we spoke to Sarah Meredith, our player of the day, and she just mentioned, which you had mentioned to me at work as well, the workshop that you did with Julie Hornwig, and just how beneficial it was, and just to try a few different things. And it may have been the delivery that was a little bit different, but I think since then they've really built on that connection.
Yeah, we've been very lucky this year. The Linda and the coaches have organised a lot of outdoor other people to come in and help us and to work on things. Julie Hornwig being one of those people, and just having that defending role and having a look at it in a different way has just helped so much, and it just continues to build every week. So we've been very lucky.
Absolutely. And Maddie Lloyd in wing attack, I think her and Heidi Fisher, ex-teammates as well. There could be a cracking contest out on court. Mads, obviously her speed is really good, but something I've been impressed with this year is that she's really trying to hit circle edge to feed, particularly when it is a tall shooter in there like Christine, not trying to bomb it in every time, which throwing Maddie Plunk in there shouldn't change things too much, and they'll be used to playing with each other from A grade last year. Yeah,
exactly right. Maddie hopefully will slot in there beautifully, being it's not the first time that they've played with all the girls. So
yeah, awesome. So the players are just getting their bibs on. The first whistle is not too far away here. Mads, what's your tip for the day and a margin?
Oh, look, I'm going to have to choose Lavi. I'd probably say by 10. I'm going to say by 10. Let's see. I'm no good at tipping though, Ree. Really, it doesn't work out for me usually.
I did tip the Albury Tigers earlier in the week, so I guess I probably should stay with that, but I think it might be nice and close. And yeah, on a fabulous day, sun shining, what more could you want? But I think
Perfect
there'll be not too much in it today, so players are stepping up, and it will be Kajana McCowan that takes the court in the goalkeeper bib for the Tigers to start with. So
great.
Shout out to Brigitte Singy if you're at home resting up with the flu, tuning in. Hope Banjo's keeping you warm.
Yeah, hopefully he's not sick.
Maybe he's asleep now, that would be nice. So you can just enjoy the netball, but the players are taking court now. Our first quarter action, thanks to Cavalier Homes.
The Bright Sox
are easy way to commemorate something like that, and it'll be Brooke Wilson from the Panthers with the first centre pass. as the first whistle goes. Brooke Wilson gives off to Lloyd. Sanson coming out. Oh, and a long shot there. Was a pass with Liv Sanson taking the first shot for the Panthers and makes good. So Panthers on the board, 1-0 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Would
Tigers.
say a perfect spot for Liv to shoot that goal as well, so it's nice to see.
And she's just coming from strength to strength this season, Liv. It's so lovely watching her as Hillier passes off to Howe, someone else who's been going from strength to strength, brings on the leveller. So 1 goal apiece here at the Albury Tigers ground. Wilson. There is. Gives off to Thorne. To McRae, and a centering ball to Schroeder near the top of the circle. Lily Howe in position, but a little bit too far away from the ring. And a contact call first. Great pull in there from Howe. And a 2-1 lead for the Tigers on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Another great shot by Lily.
Schroeder to Hillier. Ferbra with a finger in the way. And a juggle there from Hillier, netting her first goal. So it's the Tigers 3 goals, leading the Panthers 1. Wilson, great drive there for the centre pass. Liv Sanson, she was all alone. Wilson gives back to Lloyd, a little bit flat are the Panthers attackers there, and Kajana McCowan reading that perfectly. Great two-handed take.
I don't think you can pass over her. She's got that fantastic jump.
That real agility.
Yep.
So that'll be something that Maddie Plunkett will have to work at. And it's something too, Maddie hasn't seen a lot of A-grade court time either yet this season. So it's just that tempo and the timing of the attackers in front of them. I think they were maybe a little bit flat there and trying to get their timing. But Meredith gives off to Clancy, to Ferbra, to Lloyd. Ferber and Clancy happy to play it around through the mid-court. And the defence of the Tigers is really making these attackers work hard. Better feed from Lloyd and falling out. That's that basketball action from Plunkett. A really nice goal from her, bringing the Tigers back within 1, 3-2 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Lily's popping up another shot. Oh, fantastic. Just slotted right in there, didn't it?
I think that was one where she kind of went, oh, I don't know if that's going in, but it bounced back. Maddie Lloyd, that's a better release on that centre pass. Nicely angled. Wilson.
Defence are bringing it down really beautifully for Lavi and giving that option as well.
And a goal there from Maddie Plunkett. 4-3 here on the 777 auto. Howe coming out of the circle to McRae, back to Howe. Quick ball movement from the Tigers, puts them back into that 2-goal advantage. Wilson here. Lloyd again, really getting that so she can really bust out for that centre pass, doing a lot of the footwork. And it opens up for Liv Sanson down in the goal third. Neve Thorne in goal defence, standing out of play.
I thought she might have shot that. I thought she always likes those long bombs, Sky.
Could have turned, but it is a Tigers offside call. Contact on circle edge. Clancy out of play. Great contest from Meredith. with Howe, but Lily Howe, another goal for her. So
great pass, like exactly where she wanted it. So that's awesome.
I know talking to Sky after last week's game, they're really impressed with just how she's happy to take on feedback. Another high ball from Maddie Lloyd, centimetres away from Kajana McCowan, but Maddie Plunkett does the damage, puts another one on the board for the Panthers. 7-6 here on the trip. Wants the refeed. And Ferber,
great hands.
They can't afford to pass over those long arms. And supporting still a little bit of a black eye is Taylor Ferber. That incident occurred during the Wang Magpies game. There was a head clash, and it was the Sunday. I think she put a photo on her social media, and I messaged her and I said, "Is that from?" She said, "Yep." So
it would have hurt.
It sounded bad on both players clutching at straws, but
she did say it didn't hurt though. So I mean, that's a positive. It just looks like it hurts.
Yeah, she's a scary person, Taylor Ferber. As Lily Howe, first miss for her, and a great rebound contested with Sarah Meredith, both getting a tip. And unfortunately, offside by Gretel Schroeder gives possession to the Panthers. Ferber, Wilson dropping back into space. Sanson, good pull in and a great release from her into the circle to Maddie Plunkett. We are drawn 7 goals apiece here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Lloyd, wide centre pass to Wilson. High ball coming in again, but not enough. Not enough on it, and Kajana McCowan pulling it in. And I love that McCowan's been going with 2 hands. Fisher can't quite juggle it in, calling to the umpire for it to be a Tigers throw-in, but deemed to be last off the Tigers, and Panthers in. Lloyd, top of the circle, great place for her to feed from to Sanson. Beautiful attempt there from Sanson, a great follow-on by Plunker falling out of court.
Could say that's her passage of play. She loves it.
And Panthers 1 goal leaders here, 8-7. Fisher to McRae at the top of the circle. Clancy out of play. Howe asking for the ball. Ended up coming straight to her in front. And Notches, another goal back to level.
Lily just gets it exactly where she wants it. She's the feeders are passing it exactly where she wants it as well. And so it's fantastic to see.
And I think Gretel Schroeder has been a great asset for the Tigers in that wing attack role as well. It's taken her a few rounds, I think, to get used to the pace and the timing of the game, but certainly, yeah, they're finding their feet in there as Liv Sanson finds her way to the ring again. Such a beautiful shooting action, I find Liv Sanson has. It's very natural.
Such a netballer.
You really know when it's going in. There's a great feed from McRae, as you said, pinpoint accuracy, because Meredith loves those, and another great goal from Howe. Scores even again, 9 goals apiece here.
I mean, I just think back to Liv 10 years ago when I started at Lavy, and, you know, she was probably 8 years old and always shooting. So
yeah, and there as long as we were for training. Yeah. As a great rejection. That is a play of the day from Kajana McCowan. We talk about agility. Don't see many of those very often, and sometimes
perfect timing for where it needed to be.
Very hard to do. So Liv Sanson will be aware of that, and it's the defensive thorn deemed to be too short as Sanson nets another one. So the visitors out by 1, 10-9 here. First quarter action thanks to Cavalier Homes. Got about 6 minutes to play here in this first quarter. McRae and Wilson running really, really tight to that far sideline. Clancy out of play. Hillier looks for the quick refeed and a double play, triple play with McRae. Meredith fading forward. Contact, though, around the body and a pass from Hillier to Howe deep on the baseline. Easy goal there for Howe. Back to level, 10 goals apiece here. Wilson to get us underway. Lloyd and Wilson double playing. Maddie Lloyd hitting circle edge. Great drive, second phase.
Just watching for that second phase is fantastic because it usually is coming out that third second.
And just stopping and propping sometimes and just waiting to wade through the congestion. A great goal from Liv Sanson to finish a great passage from the Panthers. Tigers, Schroeder opting for the double play off the circle. Hillier cross-court ball and uses the arc of the circle to her advantage. Goal from Hillier.
Nearly could have been 3 seconds there, I think.
Very, very close. 11 goals apiece here. And great second phase drive from Lloyd deep in the pocket. Well done to Plunkett for keeping that in, and Wilson for the support as Sanson turns,
back up,
shoots, but a little bit short, and a great rebound from Thorne. Two-handed. Fisher, nearly.
Clancy nearly got it.
Was nearly telegraphed, but great pull in from McRae into Howe. A longer shot from her, but
wow,
really doesn't mind. So 12 goals to 11, the Tigers lead. It's their centre pass to follow. Defence there from Wilson really cut out the option of Hillier. McRae.
Gosh, Steph, you can't stop her. She just wants the ball so much. It's great to see that she just keeps driving, keeps wanting that as a wing D. Very
tenacious, and Hillier short, and ex-teammates in Hillier and Meredith that were used to each other under the post in there as the Tigers, another one goes in. So 2-goal the lead here, 13 goals to 11 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Time's ticking away as Lloyd hits the ground.
Well, it definitely is turning into a great contest there against Heidi and Maddie, as it always is.
And Plunkett finishes that passage off nicely for the Panthers. McRae to Schroeder, to Howe, to McRae. Tigers happy to pass it around a little bit too, not too worried if it doesn't go straight into the circle, and happy for the refeed.
And those the wing players are just fantastic of always being behind them to make sure that they are the option.
And as a shooter, that's really important, isn't it? That when you want the refeed, that attacker needs to be in that position ready for it.
Because it needs to be quick turnaround. So when you have that person there, it's fantastic just to have them there.
Panthers on the attack. Ferbra, Clancy doing the work to get it down to their attackers. Wilson, high ball from Sanson into Plunkett and falling out again. That's 3. Goal there from Maddie Plunkett.
Amazing by Maddie. It's really great to see her shooting so well and having that confidence to go for the shot.
That opportunity. Wilson giving off the high ball again into Plunkett. Kajana McCowan just a little bit too far away that time, and Panthers making the most of it. So I think it's a 13 apiece ball game. The scoreboard's a little bit blurred there as Howe. It just dribbles in. She gives the ball back.
It's a nice ring. It's a really nice ring.
Lloyd having to do 3 or 4 dodges there just to get away, but she finds the front position now, and she opts to give back to the defenders who get it in, and a great opening there from Plunkett, but it's no goal. Foot was on the line before. Fisher back to McCowan, to McRae. Long ball to Schroeder. And Clancy again. But Meredith picking up the scraps there for the Panthers, and Fisher trying to do the same through the mid-court for the Tigers. Lloyd. And great change up, but McCowan coming forward for the intercept. And release from Heidi Fisher is a little bit too much. Right idea, but just not executed enough. And perhaps Thorne wasn't quite realising how far in front that ball was headed as the Panthers really used that sideline. Sanson, as the umpire calls umps before very clearly there. So Thorne getting her hands up before her 3 feet. Panthers the most of it. 15 goals to 14 here. The lead on the 777 automotive scoreboard into the last minute of play of this first quarter. McRae coming through deep in the pocket, gives off to Howe, and notching the leveller. 15 goals apiece here in this first quarter thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Wilson, plenty of time for the Panthers to get another goal on the board before quarter time. Plunkett on the hole. Sanson And the high ball contested by McCowan, but strength by Plunkett, and her first miss of this first quarter, and the long outlet ball, just too much on it.
So Lavi's ball again, it's done very well. We only have not very long to go. Hopefully they get it in before the end of the quarter.
And Lloyd, great ball, but the contested possession goes in the way of Thorne and Schroeder. Long ball, Hillier.
Did well to hold on to that and not step there, I will admit.
And the hooter goes for quarter time. Scores cannot be split here, 15 goals apiece. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball by McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris. Joining me in commentary today, Maddie Hines. Tigers with the centre pass to get us underway. Scores could not be split at quarter time, and Lily Howe misses.
A quick passage of play.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Very quick, and a miss from Lily Howe under the ring. The only change on court is Ange Demamiel's been brought onto the centre for the Panthers. No changes for the Tigers, and the Panthers on the attack. Lloyd gives off to Ferbra. They double play. The reset long. Back to the transverse line. High ball coming in, but just not enough on that one. And Kajana McCowan coming through with 2 hands nicely. Thorne.
It's just her bread and butter there. She loves seeing that come in slow, and she's just like, yep.
Oh, and hitting top of the ring, Gabe McRae, but her foot was over the centre. She was going so quickly then. And the Panthers on the attack again. Clancy Lloyd, really great drive from her there, really demanding the space in front. Loopy ball from Demamiel over to Ferbera, and a better feed there from Sanson into Plunkett, as Plunkett puts the first goal on the board for this second quarter, takes the Panthers to the 1-goal advantage, 16 plays 15. And for Liv Sanson and Maddie Plunkett, they're not... they know each other pretty well in that circle, so it's nice for them to be in there again, and probably perhaps why that feed from Sanson is so pinpoint at the moment is she's used to having the height of Christine behind her as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Hasn't had to change the gameplay too much because we've got another tall shooter in there.
Oh, McRae flirting with the edge of the circle, but a great rejection from Ferbera.
And great pull in by Steph.
That loose ball pulled in by Steph Clancy. The obstruction call puts Hillier out of play, and Panthers transitioning the ball beautifully there. 3 passes and well into their attacking.
Great jump by Heidi Fisher there. She couldn't see past her.
Sanson, a really long goal and just a little bit short, falling at the front of the goalpost. So McCowan with the throw in to Thorne. McCowan again. High ball over to McRae, and it makes it, and Thorne coming through. Tigers on the attack, being held up a little bit on this play. McRae, though, that half a second release to Howe, netting a great goal. Great pull in and great strength too. Nice contest by Meredith coming down. Visitors leading 17 goals to 16. Demamiel coming back onto the ball from Sanson. Lloyd, high ball in, but just a little bit of miscommunication between the attackers there. Gives the Tigers the opportunity to attack this ball. And Fisher Plunkett, the defensive stat there, nearly a 1%, but just couldn't quite pull it in. Hillier taking the contact there, and McRae really finding that space in the second phase as Meredith is out of play. Howe asking for the ball.
Oh, Taylor knew it was happening. She just couldn't get there.
And Howe notching another one. Tigers now with the lead, 18 plays 17 here. McRae with the centre. Hillier stretching out for that ball from Schroeder. And a great hand again from Ferbera.
You can always count on her to get her hands
and
there.
I would love to see her go with 2, because I think those ones, particularly that one, was one where she could have taken 2 hands and pulled it in rather than taking the stab at it, because her arms are so long.
And they just get there.
Yep. So, yeah, really reaching for that with the 2 hands. Hillier and Meredith just resetting the penalty here. And Howe, draw drops in and a goal. So apologies, now Albury are out to an 18-17 goal lead here. Second quarter scoreboard thanks to McRae Motors. We've played about 4 minutes of play as the high ball, much better depth on that ball.
And Maddie's getting into those great positions for the rebound.
Much better feed and a great rebound from Plunkett there. So we're back to level, 18 goals apiece. Schroeder coming through the long ball, and McRae's just finding the top of the circle every single time, kind of sitting back and then just putting the burners on at the last second. Lily Howe asks for the pop ball from Hillier and pops it in. So 19 goals to 18 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Second quarter action thanks to Cavalier Homes. Tigers girls communicating which players they're defending, and Fisher timing that ball there. Really confusing the space in the long ball. McRae balanced well to get a good pass off to Schroeder.
Did very well to continue that play and not step there.
And 2 passes and they were in there attacking third.
Yep.
The damage was done. Howe steps up.
And sometimes the defenders just aren't ready yet when it's too fast.
Great rebound from Ferbera. And a contact call was given Panthers with the possession. So a great pull in, 2 hands from Taylor Ferbera. Meredith going sideways, Schroeder and Ferbera, probably the shortest and tallest combo on court there, going up against each other, but Ferbera pulling it in and the ball into Plunkett. Yep. And we are back to level, 19 goals apiece here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Gabe McRae in centre, gives off to Hillier, to Schroeder, and to McRae again. She just kind of sneaks through and finds that real top spot as Hillier steps up.
Again, that on that wing or on that D is that pass back really quickly, which they're just using.
That real 1 second release. Howe holding up strong against the defence of Meredith, and they take the 1-goal lead, 20-19 here. Lloyd, great centre pass release from her there. Schroeder going for the ball, but it's in the hands of DeMamiel, and Thorne coming through to get a hand on that.
Driving just a little bit flat there, Liv. If she's just coming to the ball, which she has most of the game, she'll just continue to get that ball.
Better drive there from Lloyd, and a great ball, and I love how she had the ball up nice and high to then release it into Plunkett, who finishes a great passage for the Panthers. We are back to level, 20 goals apiece here. Hillier, and great no whistle there from the umpire. All players deemed to be contesting. Fisher calling Schroeder back, and the ball popped in beautifully to Howe.
Yep.
The timing on that is really nice. As DeMamiel in centre gives off to Sanson. Lloyd using her body effectively there to get the front position and obstruction from the Tigers. Holds up play for the Panthers. Opportunity to reset. Great release there from Sanson. We talk about the 1 second release down here of the Tigers, and the Panthers have really replicated that at the other end.
I mean, that's a great thing about watching A-grade. It's, you know, fast-paced, and they always look for everything every time. So they're passing those 1 seconds instead of the 3rd second, or they're making sure that 3rd second is the best option.
Oh, and a great contest there. Meredith, though, contact. Howe calling for the ball, but the front ball is on to Hillier. Both defenders with hands over, but it doesn't matter. Hillier netting it for the Tigers. 22 plays 21. Oh,
bugger.
And hesitation there from Lloyd. We talk about that 1 second release, and DeMamiel gave it off, but Lloyd had hesitated on the drive. So Tigers in the attack now. McRae gives off to Schroeder, to Hillier, and Ops for the refeed out. And Hillier.
2 hands by Sarah Meredith, who just pulled it in.
And on the attack are the Panthers. 3 passes there in their attacking third. Opting to reset to Clancy on the line. And Sanson, and Thorne just can't. Oh, she can. That is a great play there from goal defence in Neve Thorne, really chasing up the scraps of the loose ball. And Fisher looks down court. McRae coming through, and Hillier does well to support her. That backup instrumental. Lily Howe just coming front this time, working her way out, a little bit further out, but she just goes
sinking them.
sinking them. So Tigers with the 2-goal buffer here, 23 plays 21 on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
Oh, well done by Clancy, getting it back.
She's really kept Gretel Schroeder quiet this quarter, Steph Clancy. She's done a great job there.
She seems to be instrumental of feeding the ball down to the shooters, as Gabe is as well.
As Furber goes for the jump, and Hillier makes no doubt 3 goals the lead here, 24 plays 21. DeMamiel gives off to Sanson, and a great drive from Maddie Lloyd there, deep into the pocket, and a rejection again. That's 2.
She just seems to time it beautifully, Kajana.
And she's nearly 5 foot back too, so well within the rules as well, because a lot of people that would be called for the obstruction.
Oh, Neve again as well, getting her hands into the contests.
And Panthers forced to go off the circle edge. Lloyd looking to get closer, and the hands again of Fisher obstructing first. So Lloyd with the opportunity again. Sanson holding nice and strong in front of Lloyd. And
directing
turns.
that play as well, Liv, Sanson. It just really helps around the circle if the shooter's talking to those mid-quarters.
And then having the confidence to just turn and shoot like that as well isn't easy in that goal attack position after doing all that work. As I don't know how she worked out who to pass that to. Then all the players were congested at the top of the circle, but it doesn't matter for the Tigers. They're back out to 3.25, plays 22 here. DeMamiel with the centre for the Panthers, gives off to Sanson. And great work from Lloyd. The space opened up. She's had a shot at goal, which isn't in the rules. And Clancy coming through for the scraps, but not quite quick enough. Schroeder, circle edge for the feed. Goes up and Meredith
again.
That was great defence there from the Panthers, but it'll be the Tigers. An obstruction call and the space opening up.
Yeah, followed Lily Howe in that, and Sky just popped back out and had the perfect shot.
As 4 goals now the lead to Albury. 26 plays 22 here, less than 5 minutes in this second quarter. Howe starting to move a little bit. Ferber with the jump, and Howe just presenting on the baseline.
Gabe McRae's still driving to that top of that circle wonderfully, which is setting up the play for them.
Lloyd in this second quarter, she's come alive a little bit more. She's found a little bit more space and really finding that pocket drive. And if she's not getting the ball there, she's creating space for Maddie Plunkett to come forward. But Sanson, a beautiful mid-range goal from her, back to 4. 27 plays 23 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Hillier to Schroeder. Cross court to McRae. Ferber.
Again, getting those hands up.
Hands in the way.
But Sky Hillier was just in the great position to be able to pull it in and make it hers.
DeMamiel to Sanson.
They're looking into the circle every time, which I know as a shooter is something that's just so valuable. So then they're just looking for what's the best thing to get into the actual circle.
And I think getting the ball up high so the release can go high away from hands as Sanson misses, but Plunkett getting in the rebound and netting the goal for the Panthers. We are back to 4. 28 plays 24, and Clancy a touch on the centre pass. Fisher with the throw in.
Fingertips off getting that and continuing that play for the Lavington Panthers.
McRae in centre, gives off to Schroeder. She's off circle edge, gives off. Meredith coming around in front, but not quite enough to get 2 hands on it.
Feeding off the circle there, which they haven't really done much of in this game so far. They seem to go to the circle a lot to feed off it.
Which, as we know, is that better feed. But I think, too, the Panthers have forced that as well in this quarter. They've really stepped up that defence off circle edge. As Lily Howe makes no doubt 29 plays 24 here. Second quarter, thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Holding call, Lloyd. Sanson, top of the ring. Double pump there, and not quite enough on it. So the Tigers,
a little bit too far.
And I think well done to Maddie Plunkett. Has probably had the upper edge over McCowan in this second quarter. Kept her a little bit quieter.
Oh, nearly 3 seconds there.
Yep, she knew that 3 seconds was well and truly close up as Clancy comes through the same half
nearly
a second.
Got 2 hands, eh?
Half a second too late as Thorne. Long ball to Schroeder, to Hillier. Great double play from those two. She steps in and shoots.
Great shot by Sky Hillier
30 to 24. Coming into the final minute of this second quarter. Second phase there from Hillier. Cross court to McRae in the hands of DeMamiel.
Well
reefing that one in. 1 hand into 2 hands. Lloyd puts the balk in. Sanson with the high ball, and that was a great play there from Plunkett. One-handed. It's nearly like a water polo pass back in.
Oh, definitely a
Sanson.
basketball background there, Maddie. She loves a one-hand pass.
And the high ball goes in. Both defenders there with a touch, but it will be the Panthers with the shot here. These last few moments of this first half. And we've just had a stoppage. The ball's a little bit wet.
I don't think you could ask for how many times that ball goes through that passage. I don't think if it was a goal, it wouldn't ever happen.
No, that's exactly right. Kind of like down the hill at the back of Panthers there.
Yeah.
As Plunkett brings the visitors, the Panthers back within 4. 30 plays 20. in this second quarter. Howe coming out, she hasn't come out too many times. One hand to two hands, dribbles it into Hillier. Defence there from Panthers. And a short shot from Hillier, but Howe pulls in the scraps and a miss. Her first probably really close range miss, and the siren goes for half time. So the Tigers 4 goals, the leaders here 30-26. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, coming to you today from the Albury Tigers ground. I'm Ree Harris. Joining me in commentary today is Maddie Hines from the Lavington Panthers. Tamara Matthews, I'm sure, will be tuning in from sunny Darwin, and she's copped a great weekend of weather up there, but a great game to be watching from the live stream. The Tigers, the home team, with the 4-goal advantage at this point, 30 goals to 26, but not much separated both teams in that first half, Mads.
No, definitely not. It's even. It seemed even. I'm actually surprised that the 4 goals has even happened, because it seems at every end they're getting the goals and they're also making the most of every play. So for both teams, really.
And it's one of those things too, if you get a break on a goal, that can sometimes push you to that 3-goal advantage, which then turns into 4. So it looks like there's just one change in the Tigers lineup, with Marnie Hillier taking the court for wing attack. Gretel Schroeder going to the bench, and we can't quite see the Panthers lineup, but teams doing their best to have switched, and the attack end remains the same.
I mean, you've just got to think about it. It's just matchups. You've just got to have the right person on the right person, and then they get the most out of the game.
Absolutely. And Demamiel and McRae, they've been having a great tussle in this centre, with Demamiel getting us underway here. Sanson going sideways to Meredith, always dangerous, that sideways flat ball, but Meredith.
So you got Taylor and Meredith to swap.
And Sanson coming through, using the arc of the circle really well. McCowan standing out of play. Sanson, ball can't quite get in, but another great rebound and a great off-balance shot again from Plunkett. So back to 3 goals, the difference here. 30 plays 27 on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
Great defensive play there by Lavy Panthers, but Gabe just held on to the ball against 2 Lavy players.
And Mads, just a couple of score updates in our other games at half-time. Murderford Alpine Saints leading the Raiders by a goal at 24-22. The Rovers are up by 1 against North Albury, 30-29. And the Yarrawonga have a 9-goal advantage over the Bulldogs. So we will keep those open and ticking over, but just as close as we kind of expected in those other games, as Lloyd gives off to Sanson. Back to Lloyd in that pocket.
Great feed up to the top of the D.
Close to the baseline. Sanson just turns to take a breath. A beautiful shot there from Liv Sanson. Back to 2, 31 plays 29 here.
A bit of a loose ball. I thought Tigers kept it in and kept the ball, which is lucky then.
And I wonder if Coach Linda Charlton's made that change in there, just to change up Lily Howe. She's been so dominant in that circle for the Tigers, and just to maybe make her have to think about what she's doing on court as well. And Hillier, I think the pass there just
hit the post.
And not quite enough.
Weirdly, so she wasn't wanting to go for the goal.
Panthers, Plunkett coming out, and Lloyd really backing her up there, the fast drive to the circle, and Sanson finding the space around the back of Thorne. Coming through, it's short, and Thorne, great rebound.
Good
from her. McCowan double plays with McRae, and the high ball transitional to Thorne. Hillier to Fisher to McRae, and Howe coming forward and then dropping back into that space.
Just look how many times Lily Howe is moving her body just to make sure she's in the right position.
And Ferber forcing her to do that too, getting her feet moving.
Yeah.
And Hillier just waits for it to open up. All trust in the youngster, in Howe. Panthers with the centre pass. Lloyd for the centre pass receive. Demamiel needs to be careful there. That was very close to the 3 seconds. And McRae, the contact stood out of play. Lloyd to Sanson.
Oh, again, great one
triangle.
hand.
And the rejection again from McCowan.
3 in 1. What is it, third quarter or one quarter at least?
1 per quarter so far. McRae for the Tigers to Hillier. Meredith and Sky Hillier really working hard. Meredith there just hedging the space, but the space opens up in front of Howe. She takes half a second. The hesitation of Meredith with a great rebound. Wilson links with Sanson. Drops that ball into Plunkett, but a little bit too much on it.
Oh, Nelly had her there, Maddie, but Dejana held onto that ball beautifully to pass it to Heidi.
As Hillier comes through to Howe and to Hillier. We spoke about this last week. There were 3 H names down in that attack end. A little bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
But Marnie Hillier gives off to sister and coach Sky Hillier. Meredith is out of play. And the ball stretching over. Great jump from Ferbra, but Howe isn't fazed by that. 33 plays 29 here on the Cavalier Homes scoreboard. Third quarter action thanks to McRae Motors. Lloyd gives off to Demamiel. Sanson to Demamiel, and McRae stepping up the defence there. Demamiel, great eyes and great hands.
Hold by Maddie there. She held really strong just to be able to
present at the top.
Yeah, 100%.
And well done from Liv Sanson to recognise that and hold her defender, so the defender was out of the way as well. McRae, high ball into Howe. Substruction call first.
Doesn't seem to phase Lily Howe at all, the height. She just seems to be holding beautifully.
I get the feeling from meeting her or chatting to her last week that not much phases her. She said, I said something and she's like, oh, I don't really think about it till I get here. And from all reports from Sky, that she's just a really cool, calm, collected customer, which as a shooter you want. As we see shooter down the other end, Maddie Plunkett, she hasn't missed a beat today.
Yeah.
In her first game back up in A grade, connecting with the ring again there. 3 goals, the margin here. 31 plays, 34, 5 minutes gone on the Cavalier Homes clock. Panthers, can they make it 2 goals the difference?
Yeah, the Panthers really want to make sure that they've just got this play which wasn't theirs. So let's hope they can keep the ball. And Gajana again.
Yep, and just running out of space there on the baseline too was Plunkett. Lloyd right in front of us. Pulling in the ball. And the throw in again. The contact call first. Fisher stands out of play. The ball's returned.
Good pull in by Liv Sanson there.
McCowan nearly times that one, but Sanson, a great goal from Liv Sanson. 34 plays 32 here with the Panthers centre pass. Great release there from Maddie Lloyd into Maddie Plunkett. And we have a 1-goal game here. 34 plays 33 on the Cavalier Homes scoreboard.
That was a quick passage of play there by Lavy. They were able to get the ball into the circle really quickly.
And that momentum too, you feel like just in the last few minutes the momentum's flicked into the Panthers' favour, as the Panthers have really held up the Tigers' attack end again. But Lily Howe coming forward, taking that half a second Verbra, inching, was she going to jump or not? Doesn't matter. Howe connects with the goal. So 35 plays 33 here. Maddie Lloyd really having to do a great amount of work there to get away from the wing defence in Heidi Fisher, and she does so. The space opening up again, and another great feed from Lloyd to Plunkett.
Great pull in there by Maddie. Albury's defence in their hands when the ball doesn't go into the goal is fantastic, and it just really helps the ball go down really quickly.
And that was a clever outlet pass from Thorne to McRae. She was right in that centre third, so it really put the Tigers on the front foot, but they haven't been able to capitalise, and the Panthers now on the attack. Lloyd and Meredith teaming up again, and Meredith really helping on that defensive attack as Demamiel, the space opens up for Plunkett, and another nice feed, but short shot, and McCowan tries to come over from behind, but Sanson with the front position, and another goal for her. So 34 plays 35 here on the Cavalier Homes scoreboard. Marnie Hillier to Howe to Hillier.
And beautiful triangle work there.
It's got the defenders really on the back foot, and the space opened up in front. Sanson, great option not to pass then. She saw McCowan coming forward. Great contest there from both wing attack and wing defence, and I love when Maddie Plunkett just turns and shoots like that. I think yeah,
it's really great to see, just having that confidence to pop the shot up, and today that is really playing off, and she's just doing awesome.
36 plays 35 here. Howe opts for the refeed. Meredith contesting with Hillier, but not quite around the body enough. The bounce pass goes down to Howe. Easy shot there from her. So back out to 2. The Tigers in our other games. Myrtleford still 1 goal the lead. Rovers still 1 goal the lead. And Pigeons with an 8-goal buffer over the Bulldogs. Another triangle here from the Panthers.
Liv really directing that play there to be able to then support Maddie as well. It's so great when shooters play so well together and talk.
Sweeping in that front position too, not feeling like she has to drop in behind, knowing that the shooter with that height has that ability to fall into the depths of the circle. So really using the top of the circle to her advantage to sweep around. Is the goal attack and coach of the Tigers in Sky Hillier. A beautiful goal from her, Demamiel to Sanson.
Great high ball there and a great pull in by Maddie.
Oh, and the rejection again. That's 2 this quarter.
Yeah.
So up to 4. Thorne hands over pressure, and Sanson, the goal's short, but Plunkett, great rebound from her. So back to 1, 38 plays 37 here into the final 5 minutes of this third quarter. Hillier, long ball to Howe, coming out on the angle. McRae and Wilson getting a little bit tangled there, and the contest deemed.
And there's that turnover. You know, if Lavi continue to play this and get the goal, we're back at even scores.
And back to on centre pass as well. So Wilson, great defence there from Fisher. Obstruction first. Leaves McRae on her own on that circle edge to defend both Panthers attackers, and Thorne fading back there, just not enough on that pass. So Tigers now with the opportunity. Hillier coming up probably way too high in that wing attack position. Fisher urging her to go down court, and better positioning there from Hillier to Thorne on the line to McRae, demanding that ball through the top. Hillier steps through. Hillier to Hillier.
Oh, and just, I pulled it in there.
Offside. Great take from Hillier, nice and strong. Players today sporting the pink and yellow socks for Terry's Sock It to Cancer cause. Demamiel.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I love the bright socks.
I think it's great. As Sky and I were talking about, she's like, maybe yellow might have suited the Tigers uniform a little bit more, but it's not about looks in this industry, is it?
No, it's about raising awareness again, yeah.
But an easy way to do it. So socks are available for purchase at the grounds. As Sanson, great patience there to wait for the jump to come back to 1. 39 plays 38 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Space opens up in front of Howe, looking for the quick feed there from Hillier, and Ferbra knew she was well within the 3 feet.
Did well to keep her hands up there, Taylor Ferbra.
Meredith looking for an option. They're all through, and Hillier with the defensive play there. Didn't quite get 2 hands. We had a time call there, wing defence. Just asked to settle it a little bit. McRae, a great feed there from Wilson on the final second. Replay, and Sanson, she tried to get away with it. She kind of hesitated that second, and she nodded as the whistle blew from the umpire.
I mean, what else are you going to do? You've got to try and get the ball, otherwise they're going to get it.
What are all our coaches saying? Play to the whistle. So Tigers, though, on the attack, can they capitalise on this attacking play? Hillier to Hillier on the baseline, and Meredith and Hillier both trying to get possession there, and possession goes the way of the Panthers. Plenty of time for the Panthers, and Wilson really using her speed to get away from Hillier there, and again through 3 sets of hands. The last probably minute to 2 minutes has been a little bit of back and forth from both. To Fisher. High release, and you can see Lily Howe just waiting until that last second before she comes out of the circle too, which is great. Hillier gives back to Fisher.
You don't want the shooter out of the circle. You want them to be able to get the goal.
Great pull in from Brooke Wilson. That's exactly right. That's where they're safest.
And otherwise, who are you going to pass to if they're not in there? I mean, I've found that a few
times.
Thorne,
a great intercept there. 2 hands, read it like a book. It was probably a little bit of a parallel pass there between the 2 Panthers attackers.
I mean, those defenders did all that work there. It's hard when they give it away, unfortunately. Or not give it away. I mean, it was a very good intercept by Neve, wasn't it?
No, but it is. It can be frustrating. And back out to Tigers. They are back out to the 2 goals. 40 plays 38 here. Dying stages of this third quarter. Panthers would really like to get this goal in.
Great pass by Liv Sanson.
Great
into
pass.
The circle.
And the rebound. That's a penalty first. Another rebound. Oh, Plunkett snatches it off the one hand, but it falls short again. So now Tigers with the throwing, can they get it down to their end in this last kind of 40 to 30 seconds? And Fisher just willing that ball down to Thorne, but well done from Wilson. She managed to get it into Sanson, and the Tigers won't be happy with that passage, particularly so late. All Panthers. The pass goes over. And wing defence in Heidi Fisher's just being given a caution, and it will be a penalty pass or shot. I think it was just a kind of general.
Yep.
But play is ceased here, so the home team with the 2-goal buffer, 40 plays 38 here. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, broadcasting to you from the Albury Tigers ground. Fourth quarter action here, about to commence. The home team, the Tigers, with the 2-goal buffer going in to this fourth and final quarter. And looking at both team lists, no changes have been made coming into this last quarter. And Panthers, probably the momentum shifted in that their
They've made a change for Lavy, actually. Taking Brooke Wilson off
and bringing Clancy back in. So maybe an opportunity for her to just watch and for some fresh legs for this fourth and final quarter. Sanson dancing with the ball there, but gets the ball off to Demamiel and Lloyd, and just too much.
I mean, it seemed quick in that circle there, didn't it, to pass the ball around, but they did really well, just unfortunately a bit too much pepper on it.
Our fourth quarter action, thanks to Martin's Travel Group Albury. McRae teams up and links up with Fisher and Clancy coming through. Hillier just couldn't quite get two hands on it. Tigers, though, losing possession because of an offside call, the heel going over the transverse line. So Lloyd standing up tall, gives off to Demamiel, and high ball into Plunkett. We have a 1-goal game here, 40 plays, 39 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. And the other games are also equally as close.
Oh, well done to Heidi Fisher.
Raiders now have the 1-goal advantage over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Rovers with a 2-goal advantage over the Hoppers, and the Pigeons with a heavy lead over the Bulldogs.
Well, that was a nice little passage of play by Sky and Marnie Hillier there. Dropped behind her, and then just Marnie picked it up.
Sneaky sisters. It's Howe, her first goal of this fourth quarter. Hillier, great ball to Howe. High ball back over to Hillier. Clancy getting out of play.
And Meredith with the hands.
Shaking her head, really demanding that that's the throw-in for the Panthers. Furborough lining up in goalkeeper. Bork, ball to Steph Clancy, to Demamiel.
I think that was a really great change, Sarah Meredith and Taylor Furborough there. Like last quarter, it was just nice to see how they matched up against the other shooters.
And as we said, sometimes it's just purely a game of matchups, and that change, as you said, great, and made Lily Howe have to change, but she still managed to really demand her position in goal. Plunkett down the other end, really demanding her position in front of goal, and a short one, and Thorne nearly with the rebound, but not quite enough.
I mean,
Plunkett has a second go.
Neve Thorne's new this year to Albury, and obviously has really matched up really well in there.
And McCowan with the rebound, but the pass to contact first. Yeah, and I think it's taken a few rounds to really get to know each other as the hospital pass went through, and Clancy knew wasn't probably the one to go for. But McRae,
it's nice to pull out as well of those. No one wants to be injured at the end of the day.
As the ball trickles over to Hillier. And a little bit too much. Howe doing her best to chase it up, but the pressure really starting to mount for both teams. Furborough high ball to Clancy, looking through, and Lloyd with the transition ball back to Clancy. Players walking just to get into position. Sanson, that 1 second release, and McCowan forces Plunkett to have to really refeed that out. She's up, and the jump is enough to put Sanson off that goal. So Tigers with the opportunity here.
I mean, a great passage of play getting Kajana to go down that shooter's third and to pass the ball down really quickly.
Thorne to Fisher, to McRae. Hillier, clever use of her body, gives off. And
Taylor
Furborough
with the hands.
Again, probably one that she could have turned open to take two hands with, but it holds the Tigers up nonetheless. Clever from the coach in Hillier, and Howe bounces back.
Knew she was going for the jump then, and just pops it beautifully.
And pops it in from Howe. 3 goals to the home team, 42 plays 39 here. The fourth quarter action, thanks to Martin's Travel Group Albury. Lloyd to Plunkett.
And Maddie really directed that play then. She knew they were looking at it, and she just moved off that little bit and was able to kind of connect with Maddie, which was awesome. Maddie Lloyd.
Sinking a great goal there is Maddie Plunkett to get the Panthers back to 2:42 plays 40. DeManuel and McRae really having to really work each other, and Hillier to Hillier. And a goal there from coach Sky Hillier. Back to 3 are the Tigers. It's really hard, Maddie, but best players for the day for either team. Gosh. I feel like it's just been everyone's played their role today.
I mean, if you look at Lily Howe and how many shots she's taken, as well as Maddie Plunkett, these shooters have just really held their own. But also your attacking, your GAs are coming in and just doing just as much work and also contributing so much to the score.
And I mean, when it's a game as close as this, it usually is all seven contributors for both teams. Hillier to McRae to Howe, and she opts to step in, and Ferber defends, but
just keeps going in. It's amazing.
3 goals the lead here. 44 plays 41 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. 5 minutes, nearly 6 minutes gone on the Cavalier Homes time clock, and Plunkett misses again, and Thorne in front. Clever work from the youngster in McCowan, taps it to McRae, and the Tigers are on the attack. Hillier a little bit quick there for Thorne. I think she was worried that Thorne wouldn't quite get to that ball. McRae and Hillier teaming up again. Hillier to Hillier, great hands there from Meredith, just hedging that space, denying. Great feed there from Hillier, and Howe, unfazed again, drops it in. 45 plays 41 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Tigers with the centre pass. Thorne to Hillier. Clancy coming through. Clever from Hillier to Hillier. Contested possession. I think
she just had that front
position.
There,
yep,
Sky.
it was a great
really well.
contest.
I mean, they were both there, but just that 1 millimetre in front. Clancy, well done. Getting her hands over that ball and really dictating where she wanted it.
The Tigers girls asking if it was not an obstruction, and there wasn't the call made. So Kajana McCowan, though, in goalkeeper. Coming through, and disappointing
for Kajana, because it was a great
intercept, but McRae was off. She was obstructing first. Sanson looking to get one back here.
Both defenders out.
And can't quite drop it in, but I think the the Tigers defenders have just moved half a second early. Gives Sanson the second go, which she makes, no doubt. 45 plays 42 here. Panthers centre pass to come. We're halfway through this fourth and final quarter. Sanson and Lloyd teaming up together. Hands of the Tigers getting in the way. But Sanson, great goal from Liv Sanson in goal attack. She's a front runner for the O&M player of the day today.
I mean, she just and an intercept.
And an intercept to boot. We didn't put the commentator's curse on her there, as we often do when we're talking about someone. Lloyd and Clancy teaming up. Panthers happy.
Again, Liv is directing that play in the circle.
Plunkett, just that one hand wasn't quite enough this time. McRae, strong take from her. Tigers happy to just play the advantage of the call. McRae, great drive from her. And the space opens up. Clever from Hillier. Out to 46 plays, 43 here. Change coming for the Tigers. Gretel Schroeder re-entering the court in wing attack. For Hillier coming off with an injury. Lloyd finding the top of the ring. Short ball to Plunkett. To Sanson on the baseline. Opts not to shoot. Thorne coming around. Jump from Kajana, not quite enough, and a great goal there from Liv Sanson. Back to 46 plays 44 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Schroeder to Thorne. McRae coming through.
And great hands by Steph Clancy as well, making sure that they're not able to see past her hands.
Which makes such a difference for your defenders in the ring. It just slows that ball down. Ferber and
great
Howe.
2 hands by Lily Howe.
Great 2 hands. And sinks it back out to 3. 47 plays 44 DeMamiel to Lloyd.
I mean, you don't want to give a person like Lily Howe another option to shoot because she's just shooting fantastically and getting all her goals in. So obvious because she's in the hot shots and she's doing that every week as well.
Absolutely. Lloyd getting the feed off, and it's taken the Panthers a few extra passes, but Plunkett, she does her best to try and keep it in, but unfortunately to a Tigers player, and Clancy again trying to read the space, and the space in front of Howe opens up on that third second. Using the roll to the baseline, hands again from Clancy, but offside first. Hillier steps up for the pass, and Schroeder using the pocket.
They just seem to read each other really well there.
Great hands over from Ferbra. Coach Sky Hillier not phased with that. Back out to 4, 48 plays 44 here. Schroeder to Hillier. Reefing pass, Howe coming front, coming forward. McRae and Hillier. Ferbra, everyone had a touch there. And it is shooter possession.
Which, well, I thought she only had one hand on
to
it.
So maybe the angle of the umpire too. So I think it was great though that it wasn't a contact call. It just meant that it was the pass that was in play or a shot, but Howe's gotten closer, so they're out to 5, 49 plays 44 here. Sanson to DeMamiel, not quite out in front. Plunkett asking for the ball out the top of the circle. Kajana McCowan, that is, jumping really.
And a great drive to the top of the D by Maddie, and to be able to feed it into Maddie Plunkett. Unfortunately, just not shooting a goal.
McCowan, and DeMamiel, Thorne had her eyes down, but the ball's fading in a stepping call.
Bad luck,
costly
Maddie.
in these dying stages, just off balance. So had to replant that already landed foot. McCowan to Thorne. Probably maybe one of the areas where Tigers haven't been so consistent is just that first initial pass in that defensive end, which is a new combination, but they've transitioned it beautifully. And Hillier looks for the refeed again, and the Panthers getting possession.
I mean, it is good that the umpires aren't playing a huge part of it. They are letting it play out. Because they are, both Lavy Panthers and Albury Tigers are working really hard for each ball.
Sanson notches one back. So we have a 4-game ball game, 49 plays 45 here. And Meredith outreaching, a great defensive effort from her. Raiders have marched ahead by 5 goals, 46 plays 41, as have the Rovers, 47 plays 41, and Pigeons still well in front of the Bulldogs. But possession the way of the Panthers. Meredith in goal defence. Fisher coming through a little bit late there, and time has been held up in the last 3 minutes of this fourth quarter. Lloyd to Plunkett. Thorne got a touch, and a great touch to make it a Panthers throw in.
I thought Liv Nelly could have pulled that one in. But it just must have been just a little bit out of their reach. Looks easy for us over here.
Absolutely, on this angle. Fisher contacting or offside. McRae, that has to be a play of the day, and she's one of our contenders for player of the day for the Tigers. She's been really consistent through that mid-court. Hillier to Fisher. Schroeder gets up high, the hands of Clancy.
She keeps her hands up really beautifully there, Steph.
And Hillier finding the space. It's out. Howe getting the pass off, fading pass, and Hillier. But McRae just unbalanced and in that circle edge.
Probably would have been by a millimetre, I think.
Yeah, very, very close, and a great outlet pass there from Meredith to Clancy. Lloyd coming through on circle edge.
Great feed
Quick
by
1-2
Maddie
to
Lloyd.
Sanson, and she finishes back to 3, 49 plays 46 here into probably the last 2 minutes of this game. It is still really... 2 minutes is a long time in a game of netball.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, I know grand final last year, 2 minutes, and it allowed us to win the game. So, yeah, you never know.
Maddie Lloyd having to take the double pump there of the ball. Hanson.
Maddie.
And Panthers.
Well done.
They're back to 2 with this, not with the centre pass to come. McRae to Schroeder, having to really come forward, and Howe coming forward, really reaching out. Resets to Fisher, to Schroeder, to McRae. gives off, and clever from Howe.
I mean, Hillier and Howe just then, they had a great connection that they were able to do that, and that Howe was able to have that space because of Hillier's movement.
And so it's Tigers.
Sky Hillier, that is.
Yeah. It's Tigers by 3, 50 to 47. Kajana McCowan coming forward, but Plunkett, quick goal from the Panthers, back to 250, plays 48. Tigers centre pass to come. Loopy ball there to Hillier.
And Lavy Panthers ball just went out and tapped a shoe.
Into the final minute of this fourth quarter. Player of the day will be hard to choose. Plunkett and McCowan, could that be?
Was it 5th or 6th set or rejection?
Yep.
I don't know.
She's been great, the youngster again. And the hooter goes for time. And you see Coach Hillier there, the fist pump. And the Tigers winners here, 50-48. We'll just confirm who our player of the day is. Maddie Hines will go and get our player of the day. One of the Tigers players, it was hard to separate them. As we hear the crowd is excited. Maddie Hines, a big thank you to our sponsors as always. McRae Motors, Cavalier Homes, Martin's Travel Group, Albury, the X-Ray Group, 777 Automotive. As Maddie Hines puts her, you put your headset back on. Gabe McRae, come over this way. Just watch that. And a big congratulations to you, our player of the day today. You can hold on to that one. Great win.
Yeah, it was an awesome win. We knew, obviously, Labby were going to be so tough today. Obviously, without their shooter, but, you know, those girls in attack, they're just so strong. So it was a really nice win for us.
Yeah, beautiful. And, I mean, 2 goals was the margin in the end, but I think Coach Sky Hillier would have been happy with a 1-goal win.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was obviously very tight in the end, so it was nice to get away with the 2-goal win. Very tight. So, yeah, I think everybody was ran their legs out by the end, so it was really good.
And we were talking about during the broadcast that you managed to find some space at the top of the circle, but you and Ange DeManuel, there wasn't much space between you two on court. It was a great tussle.
Yeah, no, obviously Gretz has been a really great addition to the team, and, you know, she lets the ball fly, and if you're not watching, you're going to miss it. So, yeah, no, she's really good at getting that ball into the position there. So, yeah. We'll else,
Lily Howe.
Oh,
isn't she a star?
So amazing. Just the transition in her game since round 1. She's just been phenomenal week on week. So, yeah, to watch her grow these last couple of weeks, her holding game has just improved out of sight.
And credit to you guys feeding her. We commented on that as well about how strong that is. So congratulations. Go and enjoy the win.
Thanks so much.
And thanks so much. Our player of the day, Gabe McRae.
Thanks, Ree.
Awesome.
Thanks, girls.
No worries.
Maddie Hines, thank you so much for today. How'd you go? How'd you feel?
It's been a pleasure, Ree. I mean, we can easily chat about netball all day, every day, so it makes it easy to come here and talk to you about A-grade netball.
Excellent. And I think for the Panthers, I mean, Gabe McRae, probably Lily Howe was a contender there for the Tigers as well, but I think for the Panthers, both Maddie Plunkett in goal shooter and Liv Sanson, I thought, was really, really starred. And I think their defence, and again, as you mentioned, that change of Taylor Ferber dropping into goalkeeper and Sarah Meredith in goal defence, I think that was a really good move from Linda.
Yeah, yep. They've obviously working really hard, and obviously missing Christine this week is a big out, but I mean, Maddie stepped up and did amazingly in that circle with Liv, so that was nice.
And just to wrap up, in our other games, the Raiders have taken another nail biter. They have beaten Myrtleford 46-45.
That's a huge
Rovers
win.
have gotten their first win on the season, 48, defeating the North Albury Hoppers 41, and the Pigeons proving too strong for the Wodonga Bulldogs as well. The Tigers proving too strong for the Panthers. Maddie Hines, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you,
this is O&M Live Netball. Thanks to McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it. with GoTafe.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognize this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip, and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.